In 2017, 8 scientists inside Google wrote a 9-page paper. It's been cited more than 250,000 times. It is the reason ChatGPT exists. It is the reason Claude exists. It is the reason Gemini exists. And today, not one of those 8 authors still works at Google. This is a company that invented the blueprint for modern AI, beat the world's best Go player with it, folded proteins that stumped scientists for 50 years with it, and is still losing the race it started. Not because it built the wrong thing, because it built the right thing and let almost everyone else walk out the door with it. Go back to 2010. A neuroscientist and former chess prodigy named Unease starts a small London lab called DeepMind. The mission sounds almost naive. Solve intelligence, then use it to solve everything else. No product roadmap, no ad business. Just researchers chasing a hard problem for its own sake. In 2014, Google buys the company, and here's the part that matters. Google barely changes it. DeepMind keeps its own culture, its own building, its own slow, academic pace. It's allowed to publish papers instead of ship products. For a research lab, that's paradise. Freedom to think, with Google's money behind it. It's the kind of beginning that makes you root for the underdog. A small team, a big dream, and a parent company generous enough to leave it alone. Then comes the win that puts DeepMind on the map. March 2016, Seoul. AlphaGo faces the world's best Go player, Lee Sedol. In a game so complex, experts thought it was a decade away from being solved by a machine. AlphaGo wins 4 games to 1. In Game 2, it plays a move so strange, commentators think it's a mistake. It isn't. Move 37 becomes AI folklore. But look closer, and there's already a crack. AlphaGo doesn't sell anything. It doesn't make Google $1. It's a magnificent research trophy sitting on a shelf, not a business. And the people inside the building notice. In 2021, one of Google's own top engineers, Noam Shazir, quits. His reason, reported afterward, he built a chatbot years before ChatGPT existed, and Google wouldn't let him ship it. So he leaves and starts his own company instead, called Character.ai. Google has assembled the best AI minds on Earth, and its own best minds are starting to walk out, because the company keeps inventing things it won't sell. That same year, AlphaGo makes headlines. A much quieter thing happens inside Google Brain. In 2017, 8 researchers publish a paper called Attention is All You Need. It introduces something called the transformer, a new way for machines to understand language. Google does what Google always does with research. It publishes it, openly, for free, for anyone to read. At the time, that looks like the reasonable choice. Google is a research company. Sharing science is the culture. Nobody in the room believes they're handing away the schematics for the next decade of the internet. But that's exactly what happens. OpenAI reads the paper, reads it, and builds on it. 5 years later, on November 30th, 2022, ChatGPT launches to the public, and it uses the very architecture Google's own scientists invented. Weeks later, it triggers what's reported as a code red inside Google. Sundar Pichai personally pulls teams off other projects, redirecting the whole company toward catching up on a race it had already won the blueprint to. And here's where Google does get its moment. October 2024, Unease and DeepMind scientist John Jumper share the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for AlphaFold, DeepMind's system that predicts the 3D shape of proteins. A problem scientists had chased for 50 years. They share the honor with biochemist David Baker, recognized separately for designing new proteins from scratch. By the time of the award, AlphaFold has been used by more than 2 million researchers in 190 countries. It's not an exaggeration to call it one of the great scientific achievements of the century. This is the peak, the genuine, deserved, no irony needed triumph. And then the numbers land, and the air goes out of the room. That same year, Google DeepMind reports around $1.7 billion in revenue. OpenAI, the company built on Google's own published research, is generating revenue several times larger and climbing fast toward $10 billion a year. Google holds the Nobel Prize. OpenAI is closer to holding the market. Now fast forward to June 2026 and watch it happen in real time. In 2024, Google had already paid roughly $2.7 billion in a licensing deal built around one goal, bringing Noam Shazir, the engineer who quit in 2021, back to lead its Gemini project. It works for a while. Shazir becomes vice president of engineering, co-leading Gemini itself. Then, on June 18, 2026, less than 2 years later, Shazir announces he's leaving Google again, this time for OpenAI. The very next day, June 19th, Reuters reports that John Jumper, the Nobel Prize winner, the man who stood on stage in Stockholm less than 2 years earlier, is also leaving Google DeepMind, his destination, Anthropic. Within days, 2 more names follow, Jonas Adler and Alexander Pritzel, both key contributors to Gemini, also head to Anthropic. Picture it inside DeepMind's offices that week. A Nobel laureate's resignation email lands in the same inbox as 3 others, in the same building where the transformer was invented, from a company that once paid nearly $3 billion just to keep one of these people in the room. Zoom out to the scoreboard, and the pattern becomes undeniable. By early 2026, OpenAI's revenue run rate sits near $24 to $25 billion a year. Its valuation, after a new funding round, is close to $850 billion, with a possible IPO reportedly targeting over $1 trillion. Google DeepMind, the lab that produced the actual science underneath all of it, is still operating in the low single-digit billions in revenue. Here's the number that should sting the most. Google spent roughly $2.7 billion in 2024, specifically to keep Noam Shazir in the building. It wasn't structured as a simple acquisition, reportedly in part to avoid the scrutiny that comes with one. It was, in plain terms, a very expensive way of saying, please don't leave again. 18 months later, he left again anyway, for a company with an even bigger checkbook. Every decision along the way was defensible. Publish the research, that's just good science. Move cautiously before shipping a chatbot. That's just being responsible. Pay billions to keep your best people. That's just competing for talent. None of it was reckless. And the outcome is still the same. The company that built the foundation is watching the buildings built on top of it grow taller than its own. It would be easy to call this a story about a slow, sleepy giant that got outrun. But that's too easy, and it isn't true. Google didn't fail to see the future. Its own scientists wrote it, twice, with the transformer, and again with AlphaFold. The company did the hardest part. It just didn't keep the part that mattered most. The people, and the appetite to ship what they built before someone else did. There's a harder question underneath all of this, and it doesn't just belong to Google. What happens to any organization that rewards discovery over delivery? That treats a Nobel Prize as the finish line, when for everyone watching from outside, it was just the starting gun? Somewhere in London, in the same offices where a handful of researchers once wrote 9 pages that changed the world, new researchers are working late tonight on the next idea. History says someone else will probably ship it first.